Well, good morning, beautiful. I hope that you are well rested and ready to begin your day. It's your daily insight on life and love for May 5th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you're pulled to it in time, it might have some sort of a message for you. This might make sense, it might be irrelevant, but whatever the case is, I hope that you stick around and enjoy the show. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the bell for notifications. It's sometimes entertaining here. That's right, I said it. So, yeah, this is general collective. Don't force it to fit if it doesn't fit. You always can let whatever I'm saying fall away. However, we're going to kick this off with Rider Waite, and it looks like peaceful surrender and non-engagement is going to be the way through this. Now, I know sometimes it's really important to fight, but with some people, it's going to be like wrestling a pig in the mud. Sooner or later, you're going to have to learn that they're enjoying themselves. Don't engage in their shenanigans. It's not worth it. It's not worth the mental stress. It's not worth the headache. And I think that you are well aware of this with these people in your life. Look, you have a lot to look forward to. You have a lot going on for you. And for somebody who feels like, well, I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to describe this person. This person just never kind of grew up. They feel very emotionally immature and definitely very much a bully tyrant type energy in your life. But I think that this is something that is so integrated. For some of you, this bully might even be that little inner monologue that you have. That is not your voice. That is people who, well, that's the voice of people who've been in your life for either some time or somebody who's been massively impressionable to you. It's time to get rid of that bully. See it for what it is. I think that you are very clear to see exactly what they're trying to pull and how they're trying to suffocate your personal growth and the changes that you are making in your life. You are bettering yourself on so many levels, and this can't handle it. Look, it always feels like you have to play the defense in this. You always have to play the defensive game. It's like you're being watched. There's two ways to look at this, and I'm getting both of them simultaneously. One, stop worrying about who's watching you or what they are looking for. And if you're this person who's doing the investigation, if you look hard enough for anything, you are going to find it, and it is going to be magnified because of the intensity by which you are looking for this. Don't do that to yourself. But if this is somebody who's watching you like a hawk, you can't do anything right in their eyes. So why even bother? You have to do what's right for you to begin with. I see that the opposite end of this, what you have to look forward to in the positive sense, is the barriers that you're breaking in this and how you are trying to get more of a quality of something in your life. The more encouraging this is for others. You have watchful eyes that are all around you, not like they're watching you like a hawk, like Tweedledum somewhere is. This is about encouraging, like, oh my God, I look up to this person and look at what they're doing for themselves. This takes, power. This takes consistency, all those things. I really feel like this is a double-edged sword, but I think that this sword is in your favor. It's cutting you away from the BS, and it's something that feels like at times, if you're holding the grip wrong, can hurt you. We don't need to be in that wrong grip area. We have to release, surrender, cut those ties and go. Get out of Dodge. Look. This is why I'm telling you not to engage in their shenanigans. You're avoiding absolutely everything that they're trying to feed you into. It's a no-win situation, and you know that. And it's avoiding certain disaster. You are really avoiding a lot of things in this situation, but this particular set of avoiding is breaking a massive cycle. And I think that somebody is about to short circuit in your world. Not your circus, not your monkeys, not your problem. I think that that's very cool. Don't forget to check the timestamps on this for the mini reads, because again, I'm not feeling to read them in this particular reading, but I think that they're just as important as this reading. So at the end, or if you skip to any part of this, yeah, just watch those at the very least. All right. So Spirit, what the heck? What is this? I'm getting to stick to the Rider Waite, but I'm also getting postcards from Spirit, so... Ooh. You're getting out of the Hangman position. You are being cut free from these ties. A lot of solar plexus chakra around this. This is something that has been healing. And here, let me read this to you. I've been a Reiki master since 2008, and I still need this. What does that tell you? It's always a process. Okay. Oakley dokley. So the solar plexus chakra involves the pancreas, the stomach, the liver, the small intestines, blood sugar, and digestion. So something that you're really just not going to stomach in this life anymore. You're done stomaching this. It's caused too much of an issue. And you want to know what? Our nerves are shot, basically. So mental energy, that has been exasperated in your life. And now it's time for you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And we have willpower, control over... over self versus others. So who's gonna win in this one? It's really your time to shine in this. So I see a lot of beliefs that are being solidified, and I see things that were impressioned on you falling away and having a new set of beliefs and habits that are coming in with this one. Stop it with the self-criticism. That self-criticism is not you. Self-criticism was never you in this instant. That was Tweedledum's just overbearing voice of something that you were never going to get right. Perfection exists in their head. It doesn't exist here. And that's what they wanted. Are you kidding me? It feels like they really loved this game. It doesn't feel like they're evil. I'm not saying that. I'm saying emotional immaturity. Come on. Okay, look. All right. This has to start right where you are right now. You are going through rebirth, and I don't want you to absorb any more of their energy. It seems like you are so empathetic that you are taking on everything as theirs very personally. And that in itself is exhausting because you are leading at least two lives, their life and your life. It feels like you were made to be in charge of their life, but they were the puppet master in this one. We're not going to do this anymore. So I'm saying that you see this for what it is, and you're pulling out of whatever this investment is. And we had this 6 of Cups energy in this before. That's why I feel like this person is either somebody who was massively impressionable at a young age with you, or they have just been in your life forever. This is a deep-seated childhood issue that has been projected. And oh my God, when we aren't aware of that, it is the most confusing thing on the planet. But once you're aware of it, you have no excuse for it. You are absolutely responsible for your level of awareness. And that is something that you can only grow. It doesn't go away, and you can only get more of it. It is experience in life. So that in itself should be very empowering. You can't go backwards on experience now, can you? That would be an entirely different life. And while you're going through a rebirth, you take all these memories and all of this experience with you. You're still here. This is where we are. All right, so now, God, bottom of the deck, it's time to release this soul contract with this particular situation or with this group of people. The soul contract, it's over. And if you are thinking that there's still more to come, I want you to, I know how silly this is going to sound, I want you to envision this soul contract in front of you, all the stupid details of it, everything that you guys experienced together, the highs, the lows, the ebb, the flow, all that. And I want you to light that thing on fire and release it to spirit, because you're done. You are so done with this. Okay, now I'm getting the postcards from spirit. So can I get like 1 or 2? Let's see what spirit wants to tell you about this. Not half the deck, because these are so oddly shaped that some of them just flip right out. All I want is like 2. I feel like that. Did you see that go flying? Good God. How's your morning going, or how's your day going, by the way? What's new in your world? Just thinking about how somebody told me recently they don't really like coffee, and I'm like, Well, not at least you're not telling me that you like instant decaf. This is doable. We can work with this. I know. It's a thing. So this is going to be a message from a loved one who has crossed over. If you can't think of anybody, it's fine. It is from a main guide. A loved one who crossed over, if this is somebody you're thinking about, is acting as a main guide at this phase of your life. So just trust the process in this. There are times when loss is part of life. That ding is definitely validation. Sometimes when you lose, you win. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. Sometimes a loss is sudden and painful, like a loved one crossing over into our dimension. Regardless of the nature of loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you repress the natural expression of loss and try to move on too quickly, the unprocessed pain haunts you in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, let your heart break wide open. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lesson learned, and know that you can let go of what is past. Even more of you remains. It gets better, we promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. We love you so much, and we're sending you love always and forever. Now I'm going to just flow into this one. Since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built. Yeah? A good solid foundation, and yet flexibility too, in case of earthquakes. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it's built from a solid base. Whether it's an idea that takes the form one step at a time, or an actual house that needs sturdy foundation dug, poured, built. We need to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see this truth in your life at this time. Celebrate the fact that you now can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly. Surrender. Go with it. This is so important. In so many personal readings, this is the collective theme that I have seen, and that ding, I'm going with it. That is so validation. I don't care who's texting me. My children's stepmom. Totally cool relationship there. Don't even think it. Okay, so let's see. Celebrate the fact that you can now repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly. As well, do general checks, site checks to ensure your hard work is being well supported. Do this and know that you are building your life on a perfect and sound foundation that will allow you to welcome many miracles waiting to visit. We're so happy for you and so intrigued by what you're building. Check the mini reads. I am not kidding. If you want, remember where you are right now. We're at 13 minutes and 23 seconds. Go check out the timestamp for the mini reads and then come right back and we'll finish this out. Because, oh my God. Okay. I just love this so much. Okay. So let's see. What should we be looking out for? What little pitfalls do you want to avoid? If you don't avoid them, don't sweat it. It's not like you're going to lose everything. No, this is just, we're trying to have a less intense learning lesson because hasn't there been enough intensity in this already? This is cool. But just understand that if you do fall into a pitfall, it all is going to be well. It's going to take a little more work, a little more patience, and a little bit more strength training. It does feel like there would be some sort of, pain or discomfort, but that's part of life. You're going to get there. You're going to get there kicking and screaming or crying, but you're going to get there. Ooh. You can't, how can I say this? You can't go back to what broke you. You can't go back into a prison that you have just walked out of. So many people are resorting And I'm not just saying you, I have seen this as a theme, and I'm not marginalizing your experience. Please understand that. I understand it because, you know, so I went through this a while back, and I know that it could be a reoccurring theme in life. Be mindful of this. You don't need to keep relearning the same lesson. You're out of that mental and emotional prison, or you're getting out right now. Don't be enticed to go back to such a toxic and overwhelming situation. There are so many red flags that are in this life path and life situation. I don't know why you would entertain that. You have experienced a rebirth, such an amazing phase of growth. You can't be controlled again. This is saying if you try and go back, you have the Star card. You would be a live action shooting star. Right back to where you need to be. You can't, there's free will and then there's divine will in this. To go back, you would be a shooting star out of this. Divine will takes over. It's exactly what I mean. Kicking, screaming, crying. You have so many tools that you are learning to utilize. There's so many tools to your trade that you are picking up on, that it's no longer a mental, emotional home or tribe that you are going back to in this. I'm not telling you to illegally do anything. I'm not telling you to abandon your actual responsibilities. Understand that this is saying you have experienced such a mental breakthrough and such an emotional perseverance in this. It's time for you to let that lead your way. Keep following your nose on this one. Don't let fear rule it. So, what should you look forward to? What are some things to keep your eye out for in a positive sense? Not that this is absolutely tremendously horrible. Worst case scenario, you learn and then, hey, start again. Ah, goodness. Come on. It's coming. I know that it is. So, what's on your agenda for the day? Oh! This is cool. I know it seems like a gray area because there's a lot of gray. I see you changing path, and that is a major relief. The more tension that you feel being alleviated as you cross these thresholds, know that that is the right path. These are absolutely the positive changes. It's really following the way that you feel. This is where you have to be really honest with yourself, because fear will have you making decisions that you feel are right, and there'll be this sense of relief, but a heaviness in the stomach, and this is where you know that you are backtracking. Either mentally, emotionally, or physically, that would be a backtracking. So pause if you are feeling that and try to unpack what's really going on. And then use your knowledge, because again, your awareness is your responsibility. After you have that information and you see something before you, then you can make that informed decision. But I see whatever you're moving on to is a lot greener in pasture, and there's a lot of freedom in it. And this massive changes that you are making for your life, I do feel like you crossed a lot of hurdles on this. So following all that advice, what is the result should you follow the advice? Oh man, it's not without bumps and bruises. This is going to be work. Don't let that scare you. The thing is, you're already doing it. You've already started everything. So this is saying you're not holding yourself back. There is a dependability on the situation. You can depend on this. This has great roots. This has a very solid foundation. I think that you're very psychically in tune with it. You're not going to be abandoned. I actually want to get more on this, but I keep staring at the bottom of the deck. Therefore, I feel like I need to shuffle it. And shuffle it better than this because, you know, I'm not watching what I'm doing. And now it's just like a weird shuffle in front of me. The Death card made an appearance, and we have victory. You have success. I still want one more. I'm not lying. Sometimes when you lose, you really win. Your world, in the most positive way, the most successful way, is about to be flipped upside down. Which, if you've been in the hangman position for God knows how long, to have that world flips upside down really makes everything feels like it's right again. Okay. I go to shuffle the cards again, and here's the Death card. You are moving on to healing. Everything around this is surrounding healing. Oh my God. So, okay. Success, watchful eyes, moving on, healing, world being turned on its head, things that you actually can depend on. A lot of doors slamming shut in your face, but understand that those doors had nothing behind them anyways. It was never going to be that path. Don't let the sense of failure derail the work that you have done. It is redirection to your divine purpose, and that is exactly what you're doing right now. I said it the other day, it's like the Real Madrid. You're being kicked in the direction that you need to go to score that goal, baby. Come on. You've been reborn. This is amazing. Ascension, awakening, spirituality. Look, every reason to celebrate. Your biggest cheerleaders are on the other side going, oh my God, they did. It's like that Joe Rogan thing at the wrestling thing. I wish I could post it. I'll probably make a post about it on my IG and make reference to this. But you know that this doesn't end at midnight. You know that this is a projection of your future based off of current circumstances and if you follow the advice. So breathe, trust the process, and go embrace that future. Go rock this day, make it yours. It's all in the baby steps. You got this. So until next time, stay safe, have fun. Just know how greatly you are loved and appreciated. Oh yeah, if you have questions about booking a session, email address, and you can find me on any social platform and DM me. So, I look forward to hearing from you. You know the deal. Think of a loved one who's crossed over. If you can't think of anybody, it's fine. It's going to be from your main guide. Just listen with an open heart and an open mind. As you think, so will you experience life. Thoughts are powerful and they need minding. Let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they can serve you or get released instead of wreaking havoc. These thoughts arise when connected to the energy of fear and often masquerading as truth. Yet the real truth is essential that all is well. Of course, you have thoughts that are positive and strong, organized, accepting, creative, open, and so on. Those are the ones that you want to keep thinking. They have less frantic quality. They're stimulating and in a good way, and they don't get away from you. How do you keep an inner eye on your thoughts? Meditate and leave judgment out of the mix. Everyone has those fearful thoughts. Love them, love yourself, and then choose the thoughts that you want the world to reflect back. Life is not as hard as you think. Loving you so much. Love, Spirit. That inner monologue that you have, the overly critical one, the one that's berating you constantly, that's not you, right? This is exterior voices that you have internalized enough to where you take it on as your own. This judgment needs to be let go of. This is beating you down so much out of so many things in your life that you no longer are sure of what you want. And Spirit is actually stripping you of that inner monologue, the one that's not serving you, the one that keeps you stuck, the one that keeps you hating some aspect of your life. It's time to let that one go. This has been a tyrant. It's been relentless. It's a bully. You need to learn how to guard your thoughts. Be the bouncer of your brain in this one. And I do see that this is going to be something where you have to really get reacquainted with what your genuine wants and desires are and what's the reason behind it. So I really hope that made sense. Okay. There's been a lot of signs and synchronicities and important numbers, and even probably a sequence of numbers of important dates that have been popping up in your life. It's involving a loved one who's crossed over, who's acting as a main guide in your life. Right now, it seems like they're giving you signs and synchronicities to step into something in your life. Now, what this is going to require is leaving what seems to be either an insecurity or an old way of living or an old mindset behind. this is going to be something that you need support in breaking a habit of, because I feel like it's been so integrated in your life. It's time for you to begin a new phase. You are ready for this transition in life. It's time for you to release whatever has been holding you stuck in a previous chapter. And again, get some support for this. I really hope that made sense.